Good morning, all dear students. So today we are continue from here using the TD tag and its attributes. So the TD tag stands for the table data. TD means table data. TD tag is a container tag. There are different attributes inside TD tag. So these are the align attribute. So the align attribute is used to define the position of the text in a cell horizontally. That means horizontal alignment of the text. There are three values of align attribute: center, left, and right. For center value, it is used to align the text to the center of the cell. That means it will look like this. And next one is the left. It is used to align the text to the left edge of the cell. That means it look like this. It will continue from left. And the last one is right. It is opposite to the left. It will look like this. It will start from right side, like this. For example, TD align center. That means it will appear in the center. Now from right, there is three different types of TD attributes: center, left, and right. So the next one is background. The background attribute applies the background image to the individual cell where it specifies and not the entire table. That means to insert a background image, we have to use this attribute background. Next, the busy color. The busy color attribute is used to give the background color to an individual cell wherever it is specified. That means we have to give the color. That means we can give background color like any other color. Suppose this is pink, this is different color, this is we can give any other color to the background of the table. For this we have to use this busy color attribute. The next one is width. The width attribute defines the width of the individual cell when specified in pixels or percentage. That means we can define the width of the table, how much width it will be. This will be your width. So for example, TD width is equal to 30 or TD width is equal to 40%. So we can write like this or like this. This is in pixel and this is in percentage. The next one is row span. The row span attribute is applied when a single cell is extended to more than a single row. That means here you can see in the sports or in martial arts. That is the cell spans 2 or more rows instead of 1. For example, in this example you can see TD row span is equal to 3. That means in the sports cell you can see there are 3 row: badminton, football, and basketball. In the left side you can see together this constitute this fourth section. Similarly, you can see in martial arts it is taking a span of 2 rows. Here you can see this is 1, this is 2. Similarly, there is another attribute called span. This is like row span, similar to row span. Here you can see the call span attribute is applied when a single cell is extended to more than a single column. That is, the cell spans 2 or more column instead of 1. For example, TD call span is equal to 2. That means here you can see after roll number the name takes 2 call span. Now this is 1, this is 2. So this is similar to that of row span. So the next one is v-align. The v-align attribute is used to displace the position of the text in a cell vertically. That means like this, up and down. This is vertical. It can take 3 values: top, middle, and bottom. That means it can be at top, it can be at middle, or it can be at bottom. This is useful when a text has to be aligned in case of row span. For example, td row span is equal to p align is equal to top. So here the row span will be 3. In the previous table you have seen that. So this is the 1, 2 and this is 3. So this row span will be 3, and the PLN is defined as the top. That means it will be it will appear at the top of the table. The next is using the tr tag and its attribute. The tr tag stands for table row, as like td stands for table data. Here you can see that the tr stands for table row. It is also a container tag. It is used to show container text, means it has a open and a close. It has a open and close. There are empty tag also which only have the open, and there is no close for that particular tag. All the attributes discussed with td tag can also be applied with the tr tag, except for the row span and col span attribute. So all other tags are attributes are similar, except row span and col span. In case of tr, it is similar with td. Next, we will learn about using the frame set and frame tag. Frames divides the browser window into many sections or parts to display more than one web page on a single screen or tab of a browser. That means here you can see you can see here so this is our window. This is our whole window. So inside that window we have 3 frames. This is the first frame, this is the second frame, and this is the first frame, this is second, and this is the third frame. There are 3 frames in this window. So what is the use of frame? Frame divides the whole window, the entire window, into different frames. It may be 1, 2 or 3. It may be 2, 3 or more than that. Here it is 3. So horizontal row, there are 2 horizontal row. This is 1 and this is the second. So 1 and this is the second. But inside the second row there are also 2 columns. This is first, this is second. So there are total 3 frames. 1, 2 and this is the 3. So the frames divides the browser window into many sections. So this is clear. Next, every frame contains a different HTML web page. So there are different HTML web pages inside that frame. Inside that frame we can show different web pages using the notepad coding. A collection of frames in a browser window is known as frame set. So this is called frame set, a collection of frames in a browser. Here this will be called as this is the collection of frames. This is 1, 2 and 3 frames. So this whole will be called as frame set. To define frames, frame set tag is used instead of body tag. Instead of body tag we have to use frame set to define the frames. It is also a container tag. That means it have open and both close frame set tag. The frame set tag defines how to divide the browser window into frames. Each frame is indicated by the frame tag. It is an empty tag. Sorry, the frame tag is an empty tag because it only has the frame open tag. It has no frame close tag like this. So it only have the open tag. So it is a empty tag. frame. You can see here, this is the coding for that frame, for this frame. So this is the coding. So here you can see that the frame set is this is a container tag. That means it have both open and close. And but the frame, here you can see the frame has no only open tag, but there is no close tag for frame. So this is a empty tag frame. So frame will be an empty tag, but frame set will be a container tag. You can see here, this is the coding. We have write HTML open and close tag here. After that, open and close heading tag. Then inside that, this is the title tag, and inside that we have written frames subdivided rows. So this will appear here. Here you can see frames subdivided rows. Then the next one is frame set rows equal to 30%. That means it will take the 30% and rest of the 70% will take. So you can see here the frame set calls. Here you can see frame set calls 30%, 70%. Here also you can see frame set rows equal to 30% and star. Here star means the rest out of 100, the rest is here. That means it will be 70%, because out of 100 there is 30% already, so it will be 70% here. This time that star means that rest of the percentage. So frame set rows equal to 30%, 70%. That means this is called rows. This first row will be 30%. So this is 30% here, and in the below here you can see this whole will be 70% in the row wise. This is first row and this is second row. Similarly, you can see here that frame set calls is equal to 30%, 70% here. So it is also same. That means here you can see. So here this will take 30% and this column will take 70%. So this is 30% and this second column will take 70%. From here to here this will take 70%, and from here to here this will take 30%. Similarly, in the case of row also, this will take 30% and from here to here this will take 70%. You can understand from this. So the next is attributes of the frame set tag. So the first one is calls. This attribute declares the number of columns in the frame set and their size or width. Similarly, rows, this attribute will declare the number of rows in the frame set and their size or height. The border, this attribute will use to specify the thickness of the border in each frame. That means the thickness, you can see this, for this the thickness is more, for this the thickness is less, and for this the thickness is very very less. You can understand this. So the thickness will be determined by the border. When it is 0, that means the border, when the border is 0, then no border is visible. That means there will be no border because the border is 0. Then border color, we can also change the color like this. This is red border and this is black border, so we can change the color. So this attribute sets the color of the frame border. For example, the frame set calls is equal to 30%. That means the column will take 30% value. The border size, and this star means the rest of the 70% will take the other column, second column. The border is equal to 6. That means the size of the border will be 6. border color is equal to green. That means the color will be green. Next, you can see the attributes of the frame tag src. This attribute specifies the path of the file that should be displayed in the frame. Next, frame border. This attribute takes the value of either 0 or 1. 0 for 0 indicates that for no, and 1 indicates for yes. The value 0 means no border to be shown. 1 means that the border is to be shown. 0 is for no and 1 is for yes. That means there is no border for 0 and there will be border for 1. Then there is margin width and margin height. We can change this height using this attribute of frame. Then there is no size. That means for here the frames cannot be resized. If you apply this attribute, the frames we cannot be resized. It cannot be resized. We cannot change the size of that frame particular. Size means that 30%, 70%. We cannot change this. This will be fixed. Next is scrolling. For scrolling, if the content of the frame will not fit in the dimension, the scroll bar will be displayed. For the scroll bar to be displayed, we have to use this yes or no. It can take yes and no and auto. It means to always display the scroll bars. Yes means to always to display the scroll bar. No means never to display the scroll bars, and auto means to display the scroll bars when necessary. If required, then it will automatically show. So these are the three values: yes, no, and auto. You can see here there is a scroll bar here. I can scroll this document. Here you can see this is the scroll bar. So here are some example. You can see here here are 2 columns. That means there are 2 frames in the column wise. So the percentage will be 35% and 65%. It will take 35% and it will take 65%. So you can see that this is the HTML code. We have written the title frame. It will appear here. Then as you have already known this percentage, then frame border is 0. That means there will be no frame border. So the border is not visible here. And you can see this file 7.html. This HTML file appear here in this first frame, and in the next line you can see in the next line the activities.html. This HTML file appear here. So in this coding you can see there are total 3 frames. The first one is empty. The second and third one for this you can see here. This is the percentage 30% and 70% column wise, and this 7.html file will come here, and this activities.html file will appear here in this frame, and this is the location inside the src. This is the file location. You can find the file location here. Just click on that file and then right click, go to properties. You can see here this is the file location. You have to put this file location there. So there are some other example also. Try this all this example, and this will be your assignment. try all this example as mentioned in the book and then show it to me. You just send some of these things like this school name or any other thing you can send also here from here, and then send it to me. I will check it. So after that this chapter ends here. There are some exercises corner. From this you try all this exercise yourself and show it to me within this week. I will check it. This will be your assignment. If you find any question difficult, then you can ask me. I will help you to answer that question. So you also have some assignment marks, so submit the assignment on time because there is some marks. So for today we will stop here. Thank you everyone.